Hey everybody, welcome to Simpletoons. My name's Arrow, and today we're going to draw a turkey. Thanksgiving's right around the corner, and I figured it'd be appropriate and a lot of fun if we jumped right into it. So here we go. We're going to start off with the circle. Oh, by the way, make sure you have a pencil, you need an eraser, and you need an ink pen. If you have those three things, you're ready to go. Okay, we're going to start off, we're going to draw a circle. We're going to make it about as big as a baseball, maybe a lemon, something like that. Depending on how big you want to make your turkey, really doesn't really matter. Your circle, remember, we draw as light as we can because we're going to erase these lines when we're done. After we draw this circle, we're going to draw a second circle inside. And this one's going to be just a little bit smaller. It's going to look like that. Once that's done, we're going to draw a bunch of ovals. Now, these ovals are going to wind up being the tail, and you're going to make them long. So they're going to kind of look like bananas a little bit here. And we're just going to draw an oval here, and we're just going to draw them all the way around. We're going to kind of make them cascade. Now, there's a lot of ways we could draw these tails. This is the way I like to do it, because that's where the feathers are actually going to look. Now you'll notice as I'm doing this, I'm making the ovals smaller and smaller as we go around. And the one on the bottom is going to be the largest. And what that's going to give us is kind of almost a 3D view of the turkey a little bit. Okay, now we're going to draw the legs, and for the legs we're going to draw two little rectangles. And we'll do the same thing underneath. These are going to be his feet. And we're just going to draw skinny rectangles coming out to the side. Alright, now for the head. With the head, we're going to draw a round head. Now what we want to do is we don't want to put it right on top of the body. We want to kind of come away from it a little bit. So draw it up here. I'm going to make this head, oh, I don't know. That's totally up to you. I'm going to make mine about the size of a quarter. From here, we're going to draw a beak. And the way we're going to do that is just going to draw a triangle. Not too big, not too small. Okay, for the neck, we could just draw a line down. But for consistency's sake, let's go ahead and make an oval. Just a long oval like this. As I always say, if I'm moving too fast, it's just because I don't have a lot of time. You can always go back and look at this later. Okay, once you have that done, we're going to draw this thing that hangs off of his beak. I think it's called a gobbler, maybe? I'm not really sure. But all this is going to be, just go ahead and draw an oval for right now. Very, very light. And you can see how this is starting to come together here. Okay, now before I ink it in, I want to go over what we've done here, because this one's pretty tough. The lines for the head are going to go up, around, and down. And they're going to come back up again here. And you got to be really careful you don't draw this whole oval in, because you'll cut off his neck if we do that. So go ahead and kind of just darken it in a little bit to give yourself kind of a guide. Just a little darker than what you drew already. We'll do the same thing down here below. We're going to draw just a little bit, and this one's going to come down across the front. Now normally I just ink in, but for this guy I want to give it a little bit more detail before we do that, just so you understand where things are going to go here. Same thing with the tail. We're going to bring this around and we're going to kind of cut off the tail a little bit. Now you'll notice when I'm doing this, I'm still drawing pretty light because these lines are all going to be erased. Okay, let's go ahead and ink it in and see what happens here. Get your pen out. Alright, we always want to start with things that are closest to us. So let's go ahead and start with the wing here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this circle and we're going to come around, we're going to come down, and we're going to stop at the bottom. So this part right here, we're not going to draw. So it's like a letter C. And then what I'm going to do is kind of what we did here with the tail feathers. I'm just going to draw a couple kind of loops like that, because that's going to be his wing. Okay, and now for the head, we're going to come up just like we did here. We're going to come up, down, and stop. We don't want to cut his head off. Don't draw through here. And then we'll bring his body all the way out and around. Now for the beak, normally what we do when I draw a bird, and we haven't done a lot of birds, but we'll draw a triangle in and I'll make it in there. But since we have this thing hanging off of his beak, if you look at a turkey, it actually kind of goes over the top of the beak. So I'm going to draw that first. And all it is it's going to be more of kind of a teardrop, like that. And then I'll put the beak in over that, and the way I'll just draw the rest of the triangle in. Now, look really carefully at what I did here. I didn't draw that beak through, because this is going to be on top of it. Alright, and then we'll bring this down, and I'm going to kind of just finish off his beak a little bit behind it. Now turkey beaks, some of them droop down, some of them are really short. I kind of went in between the two, and we just kind of went with what we had here. Okay, bring the neck down, and we'll just bring like this. Now, stop here, because what I'm going to do here is a little bit different. Instead of bringing this straight down and a smooth line, I'm going to jag it up a little bit to kind of make it look like he has feathers up there. So it'll go like this. And realistically, what I probably should have done was the same thing in the back, kind of giving it some feathers or plumage or whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's go ahead and draw his tail in now. We're just going to use the ovals, kind of what we did here. I'm going to go around and just work our ovals around. Now we're going to go a little bit bigger each time. Like that. Now, for the feet, I'm going to kind of stick with what we did here. We're just going to come down, one in the middle, one on the right. Whatever you do, don't cross off the feet down here. We don't want to chop his feet off. And we're going to round these off. Same thing here. Okay. Now, since it's a turkey, he has more than one toe, so we'll draw 3 toes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then what I like to do is draw lines, because birds kind of, it just looks good. I always think of big bird when I do that. Okay, and finally, let's draw the eyes in. Now, as I always say, I always like to draw circle eyes, but you can use any type of eyes you want. Kind of a goofy looking bird here. And then one of the things that I'm going to add here is I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of a line here. What that's going to do is it's going to give him the kind of the illusion that that's his other wing over there. Okay. Now, there's all kinds of things we can do to this to make it look like more of a turkey. I'm going to leave that up to you, so you can draw some feathers here, or you know, we could put some lines in here, put a line here, maybe some feathers down here. We could even draw the lines through here to give it the impression, make it look like feathers a little bit. Sorry, I'm lost for words here. Doesn't really matter. The thing that I want you to get out of this is that it gives you the basic idea of what a turkey looks like. Now, my turkey kind of, it's not the best turkey I've ever drawn, but I'm hoping you can take this and take it a little bit further. All right, once that's all done, take your eraser, go over your eraser, go over with your eraser and get rid of all the lines. Yeah, I'm not overly happy with that, but you get the idea. I don't know if I could clean it up a little bit. Probably ought to stop. Okay, well, play around with it a little bit, and if you can draw a turkey and you like what it looks like, send it to me. I'd like to see what you drew. If you have any questions or comments, put them below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please subscribe, and most of all, give me a thumbs up here so I can help get this channel out to other people that want to learn how to draw. Again, my name's Arrow, and thanks for hanging out with Simpletoons. We'll see you next time.